Greetings, welcome back to my channel. Come across the Lantern Bridge for a discussion on going from ancestor worship to ancient gods and demons, exploring the roots of divinity. Have you ever wondered where our ideas of gods and demons come from? How did humanity, in its earliest days, begin to connect with forces greater than ourselves? Today, we're exploring the ancient origins of divinity, tracing the journey from ancestor worship to the creation of gods and demons. Along the way, we'll dive into Julian Jaynes' fascinating theory of the bicameral mind, a concept that could reshape how we think about the divine. Let's begin. Our story starts tens of thousands of years ago with ancestor worship. Imagine a world where life was precarious and death was ever present. Early humans didn't see death as the end. Instead, they believed their ancestors lived on, guiding and protecting them. We see evidence of this in burial sites, grave goods carefully placed to accompany the dead, and in rituals that venerated ancestors as guardians of the tribe. To these early societies, the dead weren't gone. They were powerful spirits, mediators between the living and the unseen forces of the world. Over time, these ancestor spirits became more abstract. They weren't just connected to the tribe, they became associated with natural forces and cosmic order. This shift marked the beginning of what we now recognize as gods. As human societies grew, so did their myths. Ancestors were transformed into gods with specific domains. A tribal leader might become the god of war. A revered healer could become the goddess of fertility. These stories explain the mysteries of life, the sun, the rain, the harvest, in ways that made sense to the people telling them. Think of early pantheons, like the ones in Mesopotamia or Egypt. These were not just collections of gods. They were reflections of the human experience, embodying virtues, fears, and aspirations. This brings us to Julian Jaynes and his groundbreaking theory of consciousness in the bicameral mind. Jaynes argued that early humans didn't experience consciousness as we do today. Instead, they heard voices, auditory hallucinations, that they interpreted as commands from gods or ancestors. Jaynes believed these voices came from the brain's right hemisphere, which communicated with the left hemisphere. This internal dialogue was externalized as divine commands, guiding behavior before the emergence of introspective thought. Take the Iliad, for example. The gods frequently intervene, giving warriors direct instructions. Jaynes suggested this wasn't just a literary device, but a reflection of how people at that time genuinely experienced the world. But what about demons? If gods represented order and protection, demons emerged as explanations for chaos and misfortune. They were often tied to disease, mental illness, or moral failings, a way to externalize the dark aspects of human life. Interestingly, Jaynes' theory also applies here. Just as gods were the voices of guidance, could demons have been the mind's misinterpretation of internal fears and conflicts? Over time, these malevolent figures took on lives of their own, appearing in mythologies as cautionary tales and symbols of the unknown. Demons often reflected the cultural anxieties of their time, from plagues to invasions, evolving alongside humanity's understanding of the world. So why should we care about this ancient journey? Because these early beliefs laid the foundation for modern religions and spiritual practices. By understanding their origins, we gain insight into the human psyche, how we make sense of the unknown and connect with something greater than ourselves. And here's the question. Are these gods and demons purely creations of the mind? Or do they point to something beyond us? Perhaps the answer lies in the journey itself, in the stories we tell, in the rituals we create. From ancestor worship to the bicameral mind, The evolution of gods and demons is a reflection of who we are as humans, creative, curious, and connected to the mysteries of existence. But what do you think? Are gods and demons echoes of our ancestors, or do they represent something more? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Here on Lantern Bridge, we're all about exploring the light and shadow of the human spirit. Until next time, remember, the light of understanding comes when we bridge the worlds of our past and present. Thank you.